The cabin was supposed to be off the grid, not in the literal sense, but in the way that mattered. No interruptions, no noise, no people showing up unannounced. Just water, trees, and a stretch of quiet that made everything else feel far away. That's why I kept it, tucked along the edge of the lake, hidden behind a narrow gravel road most people missed unless they were looking for it. It wasn't part of any neighborhood, wasn't tied to any development, and definitely wasn't under anyone else's control. At least, that's what I thought. About a year earlier, construction started across the lake. Big homes, clean layouts, and the kind of uniform design that always comes with an HOA. At first, it didn't affect me. My property line was clear, separate, documented. But then the letters started. Community compliance, visual standards, inspection access. I ignored them all, because none of it applied to me. That weekend I had company. An old friend of mine was visiting someone who didn't get many chances to step away from work. He dealt with high-level legal cases, the kind that never really leave you alone. So when he needed a break, he came out here. No phones, no stress, no interruptions. That was the plan. We were inside late morning, sitting at the table with coffee talking about nothing important, when everything changed in an instant. The door burst open. Not a knock, not even a pause, just force. The handle slammed against the wall as the door flew wide, and there she was standing in the doorway like she owned the place, clipboard in hand, sunglasses pushed up. That same unmistakable confidence. "What is going on here?" she demanded as she stepped inside. For a moment, neither of us moved. Then I stood up slowly. "You just walked into my house," I said. "I'm conducting an inspection," she replied sharply, already scanning the room like she was checking off a list. "This property has multiple unresolved violations." I glanced at the door, still slightly swinging from the force she used. "You didn't knock," I said. "I don't need to," she snapped. "The HOA has authority to access properties for compliance checks." I almost laughed. "No," I said calmly, "you don't." She ignored me completely and started writing on her clipboard, turning slightly to look around the room like she was documenting something official. "This structure doesn't meet community standards," she said. "And the interior conditions stop," I said, sharper this time. She froze for half a second, then turned back toward me, clearly annoyed. "You need to leave," I said. "I'll leave when I'm done," she replied. "This inspection is required." That's when my friend stood up. He had been quiet the entire time, just watching, taking everything in. Now he stepped forward, calm and composed. "Ma'am," he said evenly, "you're trespassing." She turned to him, irritated. "And who are you?" she asked. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he reached into his jacket, slow, deliberate. Then he pulled out his ID and held it up just enough for her to see. Everything changed. Her expression shifted instantly from irritation to confusion to something much quieter. "State attorney," he said. Silence dropped into the room, heavy, immediate. "That doesn't apply here," she said, but her voice had already lost its edge. "It applies to unlawful entry," he replied calmly, "in trespassing." She looked between the two of us, trying to regain control of the situation. "I was told we have access rights," she said. "You were told wrong," I said. Her grip tightened on the clipboard. "This property affects the community," she insisted. "We have a responsibility to ensure compliance. To stay within your authority," he cut in. That stopped her. Because now she wasn't dealing with assumptions. She was dealing with someone who understood the law better than she did. "You entered without permission," he continued. "No warrant, no legal standing. That's not an inspection, it's a violation." She took a small step back. Not much, but enough to show the shift. "I didn't realize," she said. "That doesn't change what you did," I replied. Another silence. Then I pointed toward the door. "Leave." This time she didn't argue, didn't push back, didn't try to justify anything else. She turned, walked out the same way she came in, and pulled the door shut behind her. The cabin went quiet again, just like that. For a moment, neither of us said anything. Then my friend exhaled slightly and sat back down. "You weren't exaggerating," he said. I shook my head. "Not even a little." He looked toward the door, then back at me. "You should probably lock that," he added. I glanced at it, then nodded. "Yeah," I said. "Probably should." Outside, the lake was still. Inside, everything was back to normal. And for the first time since those letters started showing up, it finally felt like it again.